The previous three tools we looked at allowed us to see how different projections impact the way we view our map, or how different distortions play out based on different types of projections we use. So there's one more set of tools I want to share. This is really to help you pick your projection. And this can be a challenging aspect as well. There's so many to choose from. You open up, your ArcGIS Pro projection toolbox, and there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of different projections and different datums, different styles. A lot of them have, like I said, fairly esoteric names that you don't exactly know what they are. Sometimes, or I've been in a situation where I've just kind of started hitting buttons to see what they look like. That's not really a very effective or time efficient way to go about it. So here's a couple tools that can help you narrow down your choices and get a view of what they could look like before you start, modifying data, or before you start reprojecting all these things. Sometimes that can get you in a place where you end up doing more harm than good as well. Okay, so we have a compare map projections tool here, which essentially has a huge database of different types of projections, and you can pick 2, 3, 4, however many you want to pick, and then compare them and let them sit on top of each other and get a visual representation of how they look. So you can choose from this giant list. You could also pick by different categories. So let's say that you want a conic projection. I'm going to uncheck those. I know I want conic, and I know I want either conformal or equal area. I don't exactly know which one I want. So I can pull those up. I can see, okay, here's 8 options of conic projections that are either equal area or conformal. So I'll just pick a few. I know ours is an equal area one. And let me pick this one as well, this bottomly, as an option. So I'll pick those two. Let's compare. Okay, then it'll bring up a couple different, my 2 different projections, show it in a physical map and a political map, and then actually put them on top of each other so I can see, precisely where those two compare to each other when I'm looking at this global view. So say, okay, there's my bottomly. I can see that it has this kind of like diamond orientation towards the bottom, looks this particular way, maintains the shape. I can go this one. This maintains area. And this can potentially help you figure out which projection works best based on what you're envisioning for your map. It also has the Tissot on both those as well. Right? So a tool that can help you kind of decipher through a whole bunch of the different types of projections and potentially pick one that works best for your project. We also have a projection wizard, and I'll link all these on the Canvas page so you can go through them at your own as well. So this one, you give it distortion properties. Let's say for this one I want an equal area projection for the entire world. So I have the entire world selected on this little web Mercator app, and it shows me down here some different projections and what those look like. So I gave it the basic parameters, and it gave me some optionalities within that. Right? Let's say I actually just wanted a map of North America. I could zoom in to North America and say, okay, now I can decide equal area. I might go with this one here, Lambert azimuthal equal area, conformal. I'm going to go with this one instead. Equidistance, go with this one. So, the purpose of this tool, and it's a little glitchy. It doesn't have quite as much of a database as the previous one, but it kind of gives you that more of that real-time modification based on the area that you're looking at. So let's say you're doing a polar map, for instance. That looks like about the area I want to map, right? And there's some just different ones you can look at here: polar, equal area, equidistance, etc. So another tool that could help you potentially find the right projection for your project from that giant list that's kind of all buried within different menus and submenus of ArcGIS. And then the one that we'll be using for our discussion forum this week, radical cartography, just has a whole bunch. This is more just kind of a matrix of different aspects, when it's from, what it's for, applications it's used in, gives you a little screenshot. And so this one can be really helpful in, again, just kind of thinking about like different properties and different aspects of different projections. And then for your discussion forum this week, each of you will pick one of these and then do kind of a in-depth little analysis of it. Tell us where it came from, what it's used for, an example, what you like about it, what you don't like about it, et cetera, et cetera. So in this one, there's a whole bunch of different ones as well. This is more, more of a static data set, as the other ones were a little bit more dynamic and interactive and had some different visualization techniques that helped you pick the right projection. So those are some web tools to help you understand, view distortions, and pick your different projections that you might be using in your map projects. In lab this week, we will be going through the different ArcGIS processes for changing projections. There's 3 different ways to change projections in ArcGIS Pro. Each of them are best used in different applications, and that's what the first portion of the lab will go through this week. Then the second portion will be making it look cool. So that's a section on projections, obviously something that you cover in pretty much every geospatial course. In cartography, I kind of think about it, what is going to make your map look a particular way, highlight what you want to highlight, not distort what you're trying to not distort, etc. So hopefully some of these tools help you think about different projections, think about ways you can conceptualize them and filter them and find the right one, and then the lab itself will help you go through the different processes of how you actually change that in ArcGIS Pro for different situations.